Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Oh, I lost the screen. There we go. We're back on. Right. So for this evening's class, if you have a bolster, use a bolster. If you haven't, then you could use a second rolled up mat, anything that resembles the shape of a bolster, like a pillow rolled up or something. And you also have a block if you've got one. Any of these that you don't have doesn't matter. And a strap of some sort. It could even just be a tea towel or a belt you've got for clothes. We're going to start off on our back as we normally would finish. So with your legs over your bolster and your feet wide on the mat, the back of the knees are supported, heels are on the ground. Tuck your tailbone long toward the bolster and then let your lower back settle. And just let your arms open a little wider than the mat. Turn your palms up and then relax both legs, both arms, your belly, your chest, your head. Maybe even close your eyes for just a few breaths. Exhale away any surface tension that you can easily release just with an exhale. Just feel yourself softening a little more. The first couple of conscious long exhales. And then with that surface tension just a little lighter, start to feel in a bit deeper. Just notice how you're feeling, both physically and mentally, and just give a little space to your feeling. Almost like you're observing from a distance, and the feeling has some space for you to see it clearly, for you to feel it clearly. Take a couple more breaths, noticing your starting point this evening. And then bring your legs in a little narrower and just hug the right knee to your chest. Keep the left leg draped over the bolster. Circle your right foot round as you hold onto the knee or thigh or shin. And then circle your foot the other way so you're loosening into your ankle. Extend the right leg back over the bolster and bring the left knee in, holding the leg, circling your foot. And then go the other way. Hope the microphone's not picking up the click in my ankle. Very loud. And then when you release, this time the foot's going to go onto the bolster. So the bolster is within standing distance for your feet to go on. And keep your feet on the bolster. We're going to keep it there for a little while. Start to tilt the pelvis back and forward. So your pelvis rolls toward the rib cage, and then your pelvis rolls toward the bolster. Feel that rolling action on the back of your pelvis in its contact with the mat. Good, and then come to a level, flat position with the pelvis. Lift the right knee back into your chest and cross your ankle onto the left knee. Use your hands to press the left thigh and the right thigh. So your right thigh is going to rotate out wider. And just use that light pressure through your hands. Try and keep the pelvis square. And if it's not giving you much stretch in your right hip, then you can bring the left leg in towards you and interlace your hands behind the back of the left thigh. And keep imagining your right hand pressing your right thigh wide. At the same time, just try and roll the pelvis very slightly toward the bolster. You're going to pop your left foot back down onto the bolster. Take your strap, pop it around your right foot, and straighten your right leg up in the air. See if you can hold with minimal reach from the shoulders. Let your arms fall into the shoulders. Right leg is trying to straighten, and again, just try and roll the pelvis very slightly toward the bolster. Maybe a tiny little hairline gap underneath your lower back. Bend the knee so you can remove the strap. And then left side, so left ankle onto right knee, hands on your thighs, and press against both thighs in order to almost try and press the shoulders down, use that pressure, and to lengthen the sides of the waist. And then if you want a bit more in the left hip, Both hands behind the right thigh. And again, just feel an imaginary hand continuing to press the left thigh bone wide. Your right foot goes back onto the bolster. Take your strap around the ball of your left foot. Straighten your left leg up in the air. Straighten the knee, neutralizing the knee. Straps a little bit more around the ball of the foot so you can ease the ball of the foot towards you, so you're pushing more away through the heel of the foot. Breathing in and out your nose. And let there be a fluidity and a continuity to the pace of your breath. And then bend that leg in and take your block between your hands. Between your thighs. Not mixing my arms and legs up, honestly. So a little squeeze of the block. Your feet are still on the bolster. Arms reach long. You're not really squeezing it tightly, but just enough so it's not going to fall out. And then tilt the pelvis, tailbone lifting, and roll your way up into a bridge with your feet on the bolster. So if you're not on a bolster, it's fine. You can do feet on the floor. Lengthen your tailbone toward the block. Walk your arm bones a bit narrower towards each other on the mat. And the chest lifts a little higher. Keep that light hold through the inner thighs. Couple more breaths. Feel the breastbone quite easily lifting toward the chin, more than it would be if your feet were flat on the floor. And arms a bit wider. Roll your spine back down. Abdominal curl and take the block between your hands, soles of your feet together, and the knees opening about halfway towards a stretch. Squeeze the soles of your feet so your inner thighs now feel like they're holding a big beach ball between them. And then we're going to do a few little abdominal curls. So chest moving towards your feet and then back down a little. And then chest toward feet and back down. I'm going to go 6 more. Curling your chest towards your feet rather than pulling with your arms or your head. Think breastbone towards feet. And keep the legs lightly active by imagining they're holding this big beach ball between the inner thighs. 3 more. 2. And on your last one, see if you can go down and pop the block underneath your feet. If you can't reach it, it's fine, just leave it out. And the edges of your feet are on the block. Soles of the feet are still together. Head back down and then let your inner thighs widen. You can use your hands underneath your outer thighs if you need to support them, and let your thigh bones get heavy. So there's lots of space underneath the legs here. If it feels like they're going too low and it's pinching anywhere or feels too excessive for you, support with your hands. Another breath. Using your exhales to try and relax. When you inhale, bring your knees in. If the block is there for your feet to get hold of, your block is going to go between your feet. Lift your legs in towards you and your feet past the block to your hands. Good. So if we can put the feet back on the bolster, move your bottom slightly off to the left. Bring your knees towards your chest and lower your knees down to the floor, to the right side. Pop the block between your inner knees for some leg support. You can rest your right hand on the top knee and try and shift your right shoulder a bit wider to the right side of the mat. And then the left arm either extends or goes into cactus. Chest is opening toward the ceiling. Your gaze is toward the ceiling. A twist through the spine, a little wringing out in the abdomen. Nourishment for the internal organs as we squeeze and then replenish. Your right hand's going to take the block out from between the knees. Lift the left leg first, pop your feet onto your bolster so you can move your bottom over to the other side, slightly off to the right. Knees to your chest. Lower the knees to the floor so they're close to the left arm. Pop your block between the inner knees. Left hand rests on the top knee. Left shoulder widens toward the left. And then your right shoulder might go a bit closer to the floor. Chest open to the ceiling, gaze to the ceiling, softness in your eyes. Breathe your right shoulder and chest more open. One more breath. Your right arm is going to come all the way around, so you're turning onto your left side. Take the block out, just pop that down and push round to hands and knees. You'll probably start off your mat, so just wriggle your way on. And if you can bring your knees onto your bolster, if you're using one, take your knees far enough back on your bolster so that your toes can touch the floor behind. Hands underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers. Okay, and with your knees on the bolster, do a few little cat-cows, moving mainly through your pelvis. So your chest and your head might move a little bit, but focus on the tilting action in the pelvis. Just like you did when your pelvis was on the floor. Okay, neutral, so a straight line through the spine. Press a bit more into your hands, the balls of the feet, and lighten the load in your knees. It's like you could slide a piece of paper between your knees and the bolster. And then do just a few more of those little cat-cows, mainly with the pelvis, tailbone up, and then scoop the belly in. So we're working a bit more with our core and strengthening through the arms and shoulders. Less movement through your chest and head, and these tiny little scooping actions through the pelvis. Try and keep the knees very light in their touch on the bolster. One more. Good, and then neutral the pelvis. Move your bottom back, and then lift the knees off the bolster, downward dog. Look between the legs. Press long through your arms. Heels moving downwards, so you're rolling toward the back of the ball of the foot. Think less about your heels trying to push down and more about trying to roll over the ball of your foot. And then walk your hands forwards, come into a plank position, so your shoulders are lining with your hands. And this time the knees are straight. And see if you can neither be in either of those two tilts where your back dips or your back rounds, but find a nice long neutral spine. But your belly muscles feel like they're trying to scoop in, keeping a long neutral spine. Look maybe somewhere around the front end of your mat, so that your head stays in line with your spine. You're going to lower your shin bones onto the bolster, point your feet, even if they're not on the floor, and then lower the hips. So it's an upward dog with some support of your shins being lifted on the bolster. Roll your shoulders back, open the collarbones a bit, look straight forwards, press the ground with your arms, press your shins into the bolster. And then move your bottom back, and again, come into a downward facing dog. We're going to lower the left knee and step your right foot forwards. And then you can take your strap again. In fact, let's use the block actually. Take your block in your right hand. So we've got the right foot forwards, the left knee on a bolster if you're using one, and then lunge forward so the knee's in line with your ankle. Take your left arm up and drop your hand between the shoulder blades. Take the block with your right hand behind you and see if both your right hand and the left hand can hold onto the block. Roll the right shoulder back a little and push up through the left elbow. Keep lunging into your front leg. Now see if your ribs can press against the bolster so that instead of arcing into your back, you're pressing your back long and lifting straight up like an antennae through the left upper arm bone into the elbow. Keep hold of the block with your right hand, left arm straight up. Keep lunging forwards and let your right arm dangle. Lower the block to touch the floor and side bend over toward the right, resting your hand on the block. Keep lunging forwards in the left hip and lifting long through the left side of the rib cage, the left arm. Steady gaze forwards. That right knee might want to straighten out a bit, so keep lunging forwards into your right knee. And then bring your left hand down to the floor. lift your back knee, walk your hands around toward the long edge of your mat, and then keep walking your hands around to the back foot. So you've turned all the way to the back end of your mat. Walk your left foot a bit wider on the mat, so your left arm is inside your left leg, and lower your back knee to the floor. Your left heel is just in front of your bolster, if you're using one. See if you can lower your elbows down onto the bolster and wriggle your right leg longer out behind. A low lizard. The left foot might just be slightly further forwards than the left knee, and that's okay if it feels okay. Sometimes this is called a runner's lunge as well. Really opens out into the hip flexors. Stretches in your hip. Come up onto straight arms. Straighten your back leg and turn your back heel to the floor so it's in line with the left heel. Your right foot is pointing outwards and the left foot is pointing straight forwards. Come all the way up and take your arms out wide. And then level your hips with each other. So your right hip will dip a little to level with the left hip. Look over your left arm, warrior two, bend into the left knee. Keep the outer blade of your right foot reaching wide. Right leg straight, left knee bent. Imagine the block behind your chest and your chest staying in contact with the block. Then straighten your left leg out. Turn your feet round so you're on the other foot now, right foot turning out wide. Bend into your right knee and we're taking extended side angle, so lower your right forearm onto the right leg. Swoop your left arm in a bit of a circle until it's in line with your left ear and stretch long from your left leg up your left side into your left arm. Look underneath your arm if you can. Keep the outer blade of your left foot connected to the floor, reaching wide. If you notice creases in the right side of your waist, see if you can lengthen the right side of the waist by going a bit deeper into the right hip crease. Bring the left hand down, lift the back heel, and then both hands step to the floor, downward facing dog. Right knee drops onto your bolster, left foot steps forwards. And then when you come up, bring your block with you. Hold the block in your left hand this time. Right arm straight up. Lunge into the left knee in line with your left ankle. Drop your right hand between the shoulder blades, and then the left hand's going to take the block behind and see if you can try and touch the block with both hands. Or maybe you can hold the block with both hands, if you can orientate that without seeing, until your right arm bone feels like it's pointing straight up. And again, try and press your chest back toward the block so it stops you from overarching and sinking into the spine. Lengthen through your spine. And then keep the block in your left hand. Right arm straight up, left arm straight down by your side. Lean toward the left so your block touches the floor as your right arm reaches up and over. Keep lunging forwards into the left knee, lengthening through the right side. And then back to center, leave the block there. And then both hands to the floor, lift your back knee, turn around on your feet, keep walking your hands around to the back of the mat. Right heel just in front of your bolster, right arm inside your right leg. Lower the left knee down. Wriggle the left leg back a little and see if you can lower your elbows onto the bolster. If you can't, you can always stay on straight arms. Nice and long through the back leg and a nice deep bend into your right hip. Steady, smooth breath continues. Eyes try and stay steady, infusing some calm into your movement and into your poses and into your practice. Back up to straight arms, straighten your back knee off the floor, turn your back foot to the ground until the heel touches the floor in line with your right heel. Come up, straighten out your right leg, open out your arms. Level your hips, so that means the left hip will probably dip a little till it's level with your right hip and then bend into your right knee. Look over your right arm. Your right thigh bone and right arm are both pointing straight out to the right, in line with each other, parallel lines. As you bend into the right leg, keep connection all the way down the outside of your left leg, outer left foot. Straighten your right leg, turn your feet on the spot. Level hips, bend into the knee, and then take left forearm down into the left thigh. Swoop your right arm in line with your ear. And as you bend down into the left thigh, try and lengthen your left waist so you're nice and long through your right side. Straightening the sides of the waist. Looking underneath your arm. Bring your right hand down to the floor. Both hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Step your feet in front of your bolster and then just roll it away with your feet until you're back in downward dog without the bolster there. Shift forwards to plank without the bolster. And lower all the way to the floor. You're welcome to put your knees to the floor first. Take your right arm straight out to the side and let's come into a little yin. With your right arm straight out. Look to the left. Lift your left leg and swing it round behind. Bring your left hand on the floor in front of your chest. If your head wants some support, you could always put your left hand underneath your right ear, your right temple to support you. If your head doesn't need any support, you can bring your left arm around behind as a deeper option. At any point this gets too intense in your shoulder, you just turn a bit further toward the floor. The more you turn toward the ceiling, the more intense it is. So you are in control of the measure you give yourself here. Let your eyes relax. Notice if any part of your body is engaging and struggling here, and readjust yourself so that there's as little effort as possible. If that leg behind wants to bend, it can bend. If your arm wants to stay on the floor in front of you, keep it on the floor in front of you. Just relax. When we come out of a pose, because we've held it for a few minutes, the tissue just takes a little while to readjust. So we're going to come out slowly. Bring the arm from behind you back onto the floor. The leg from behind you swoops back round. As you turn onto your tummy, look to the right arm, but keep it straight. You can relax the left arm. Start to straighten your left arm out to the side and slowly slide your right hand in. Lift the right leg and roll onto the left side. And again, if you need to, your right hand can go underneath your head and stay on the floor in front of you, or can come round behind for a stronger option because it rolls your shoulder back and draws you further round toward the ceiling. So whichever one works for you, your body, your uniqueness. And remember, each shoulder is its own. So in other words, we can be quite different on one side to the other. Close your eyes, listen in. Be in the space around your feeling. Give your feeling space so that you can notice it and it doesn't become congested with lots of other stuff. Give your feeling space and watch it. Breathe to your feeling and follow your breath. And remembering we do these transitions nice and slowly, no rush. If your arm's behind you, bring it back onto the floor in front. Lift your right leg and slowly roll around onto your tummy. Look to the left arm and relax. Bring your left hand in underneath your shoulder, right hand underneath your shoulder, head back to center, and then push back. And as you go back, just a little squeeze of your bottom towards your heels in a semi-child's pose. And then when you come up, turn around and face the bolster. Start off with the bolster between the feet and tall, like this. So some of you could put your block on there as well, lean your head in onto the block or the bolster. And if it's too high and you get there and it's not doing anything, then you turn it lower, using your building blocks to whatever height they need to be for you as you come down. If it's too intense with the soles of the feet wide, then you can turn your bolster around and you can put it so that it's supporting your outer knees with the soles of the feet together that way. And then again, you could maybe use your block to rest your head on. And stress is something that it would be virtually impossible to go through life without experiencing. When we experience stress, it can leave a residue in our physical body and in our mind. So as you breathe, just silently say to yourself, let go. Feel the tissue of your body softening, almost like you're willing to let go of the stress and tension that might have bound some of your tissues tightly together. As you exhale, silently say to yourself, let go. Feel your body physically letting go. If you need to go in lower, of course, you can go in lower. Make your way up. Have your bolster nearby. Come down onto your back. Have your strap nearby as well. Pause, let your pelvis settle into the mat. Lower back softens. Press through your feet, roll up into a bridge, tailbone lifts, spine rolls up. Arms can come down by your side. Wriggle your arm bones a bit narrower and holding bridge pose with your feet on the floor. Breastbone moving up and towards the chin. Before you come down, keep the hips lifted, and then you can take either your block or your bolster and roll it underneath the back of your pelvis and lower your hips onto the bolster. Take your strap. Everything should be in reaching distance. And we want the bolster so it's just under the far end of the pelvis rather than the lower back end of the pelvis. Take your right leg up in the air, pop the band around your right foot and straighten your left leg out. Adjust the bolster placement if you need to. Ease the right leg back so your arms are heavy on the band. Push your way through the left heel. Just holding just under a minute on each side. If you want, you could hold the strap just with your left hand and the, right hand, and your left hand could push the left thigh bone down and away. It's not really pushing it down, but it's just a suggestion. Okay, then the left leg bends. Bend your right knee in, take the band off. Right foot to the floor, left leg up in the air. And then if you can, start to push the right leg straight. Thigh bone pressing down, left leg up in the air. Let the arms sink into the shoulders. Then bend the right leg in, bend the left leg, and pause. Roll the bolster away so it's underneath the back of your knees. Pop your feet onto the bolster and pause. Let your lower back settle. Take a little happy baby, leave the bolster there. Bring your knees in towards your shoulders, arms inside the legs, and as your feet lift up, try catching hold of the outer blade of your feet. If you can't get hold of the feet, then you could just wrap your arms around the back of your thighs so your arms kind of hook round with your knees wide. Otherwise, arms inside the legs, catch hold of your feet. Wriggle your bottom down, and again, try and roll the tailbone towards your bolster, keeping the knees wide. As you release happy baby, the legs go over your bolster. As your heels touch the floor, tuck the tailbone long, wriggle a little so that your bones feel comfortable and everything around you can relax. Rest nice and easy. Anything that's not comfortable, adjust it now. So when you relax and you become more at ease, it invites you into a calmer space, a place you want to rest in. It wouldn't be particularly restful, and we might not want to stay here as long. Our mind's really active and our body's agitated. So feel a calm infusing into your mind, into your whole body as it relaxes. Now let the space envelop not only your feeling, but let space surround your mind, your thoughts. So whenever a thought does come in, it doesn't get congested, it's surrounded by space. And you're able to observe the thoughts without getting pulled in and tangled in with it. Feel your whole self surrounded by space, openness and ease. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Feet come up onto your bolster, push it away a little, roll onto your side.
Make your way up to sitting, bring your palms together.
Press from your sit bones, get long in the sides of the waist, nod the chin in slightly, draw the head slightly back. Bowing to the spirit within you, bowing to the yogi within, that which is seeking contentment and peace. And the peace in me bows to the peace in you. Namaste. Thank you all.